part of Knox One, which some people identify as Noah's first settlement. And what you're looking at in the background is what looks obviously to us like an Altarstone. It's very much similar dimensions as those that we find in RZ. It's about 12-13 feet in height. It's 12 to 13 feet across the base. The base actually trapezes out a little bit, and it's more narrow at the top. The top is really the distinctive feature, which really shows us that this is more than just a large boulder. Alright, so this is just further evidence of a civilization that once existed in this region, and it was collaborating evidence to substantiate that the Rupernar site is indeed the remains of not only a man-made ship but that of the Ark of Noah. It just makes sense that they would have had a central place of worship. One of the things that you'll notice from looking at the top here is how the channel, how it's been channeled out and chiseled out. We can tell it's been worked, and it's not just something that's normal. That not only would the people have been much bigger, but the animals as well that were sacrificed here. And so you can just pan across this. I'll move out of the way so you don't catch the shadow. But just take a quick gander at that, and then we'll have to move on.
Point out the channels there.
Okay, you can see that you have quite a channel here that even picks up and runs down this way. But so let me get on this side to eliminate the shadow effect. But of course it runs quite deep through here. It's been channeled out pretty heavily through here. Chiseled out pretty good through this area here. I'd say probably from the bottom here up to where it would plane with the top is a good 3 to 4 inches. And it would be relatively easy, perhaps, for someone to stand even down here and work in regards to this. But this is an exciting find. It's just further evidence that there was a community up at this level, up at this location. We're over 7,000 feet up in the mountains, and so this is something that they would have most obviously used, and we're excited about its further confirmation of the area.
Okay, let me get in other views. And what's down here? That looks just like a fracture, huh? Or and
John, what you might want to do is just take a walk around it, all the way around.
Okay.
Some people have suggested that this might even have been a poured type of altar, but I think from examining it closely, it seems pretty obvious to me that it is all of natural formation, with kind of even a conglomeration of rock concentrated in this particular area. It would seem that if this large boulder slid to this location during the time of the flood, perhaps, and it was softer, it would have probably picked up a lot of some of this aggregate that you see existing as you walk around and take a look at it. Notice how the foundation seems to fan out. I mean, this is an impressive stone. Like I said, with quite a dimension. Across here, we're talking 13 to 14 feet, about 13 feet in height, and narrows somewhat as it goes up. but certainly quite stout and something that would have been used very readily by people that were 2 or maybe even 3 times larger than we are today.
It seems to me like it's similar to the other site in that it sits in an area where looks like the acoustics would be pretty good.
Well, it's hard for us to extrapolate back perhaps 4,000 years or maybe longer, just after the flood. Some of this, of course, that we're seeing around us is due to recent erosion over the last couple of hundred years. There was a volcanic eruption, we believe, further up the hill, which caused, I guess, the initial slide down for the remains of the ark, which would have taken place further over the valley. But this would have been an ideal location for folks if they settled up a little further up the hill. This would have been a nice, peaceful, out-of-the-way place that they would come and have a central time of worship and praise to God. It is kind of a natural amphitheater type effect right here, as well as a nice little area in the back that you could corral or pen up the sacrificial animals. We can't say for certain that it looked exactly like this, of course, because of the movement of the ground over thousands of years, but we get a pretty good general idea. And we have documented this on our previous trip with some still photos, and it has been shared with some of the folks that were releasing these materials. But I believe this is the first video documentation of this particular site, and so we're excited to be able to share it with those who are interested